I don't know why I'm holding the mic like this. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Inspired. I'm here with myself and Sasha today. We are going to talk about eyeliner.
Woo! Miss Amber Red, her favorite thing.
Sasha loves me talking about eyeliner. Our eyeliner episodes do really, really well.
That's why.
Actually, what we could talk about with eyeliner, because not going to lie, coming into this, we're kind of like eyeliner again. That recently I came across a new black. I think I'm allowed to talk about this black now. I think in a previous episode, I was not able to talk about it. Because it wasn't out yet. So it was something that I was just testing before it came out, which I recently got to do with a machine too, a wireless machine that connects to a foot pedal that works really awesome. But before I get distracted on a new machine, the eyeliner actually, so this black, and she's probably going to kill me, but Taryn has a new black eyeliner pigment and it's called Super Black. So I am an OG like Onyx user, Li Pigments. You guys know I love Li Pigments. But this black, Taryn says, now she's probably going to kill me. I'm not the technical one. She is. But she helped develop this black with Li. And so basically how it was explained to me is that it has 3 iron oxides. I think that's right. If it's wrong, Taryn, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure she has a podcast episode. So if you guys want to dive deeper into this and hear the more technical side of things, because that's always kind of been our relationship. She's way more technical and I'm way more like la-di-da-di-da. It doesn't work? Okay, la-di-da-di-da. So she created this black, but her outlook on it, because she actually did tell me this, that her outlook on it is that if one of those iron oxides, I'm just going to say, doesn't stay in the skin, then you have 2 other iron oxides that potentially could be better candidates for that particular person. So say one doesn't work, you still have 2 as backups basically, whereas Onyx, I think it just has the 1 iron oxide, like it's just an iron oxide black with 1 type of iron oxide. Now if you want a chemist perspective, you've got to ask Taryn.
Like that's all the ingredients and stuff that you're talking about right now?
Yeah, that's the ingredient stuff. So so Taryn has a podcast, if you guys don't know, it's called Tatter of Fact. Give her a little shout out there. And I know she dives much deeper into the differences of these blacks because like her brain is very technical, which is amazing. But so yeah, I got to use it. I had an eyeliner client. I think people think that with eyeliner, it's like I think people see eyeliners, like my eyeliners in specifically, I think that they're like, oh, they always heal in black. Oh, it's always perfect. Oh, it just must come easy. Or, oh, this, that, and the other. I don't know what they think exactly, but I hear things like that, right? So I think that this black could be beneficial. I haven't seen, so I've used it on 2 people because I get made fun of a lot because I kind of stick to one thing, especially when it comes to permanent makeup. I get stuck on one thing that I know works very well, but I recently had a client where the black healed result just wasn't there. And I mean, 10 years in now, I'm like, I've never really given a shit, like saying, hey, that didn't work. Like, let's figure out a different way to maybe approach it, whether that's changing your movement or, trying a different needle or even in this case, like trying a different black. She had to tell me probably 100 times to try her new black. And I was like, ooh, a perfect opportunity because my go-to Onyx, and I don't want to say didn't work. The Onyx didn't work. It's not the Onyx's fault. Yeah. Like, and it maybe could have been, I feel like the stars have to align, to be honest with you, to get like super black saturated healed results perfectly out of a first session. Yes, it happens, but a lot of the times they might have a light spot here or there. But in this case, I was like, perfect chance to try the new black. And I feel safe because it didn't have, so I think people know that I tend to stay away from carbons unless I absolutely see like the right skin or, when I say the right skin, like meaning they're not bruising, they're not swelling or any of that type of stuff. Sometimes I'll introduce them on third pass, but for the most part, I stick with my iron oxide black. So it's cool to have a secondary option. Is your brain like, what the hell, Sasha?
No, I mean, I hear you talk about it all day long, so I kind of could pick up on certain things. But when you start talking about like ingredients and color theory, all that, I'm like, okay, I don't know.
I'm not the best in that aspect either. I'm like, I can explain to you why what I'm doing is working, but when it comes to like really breaking it down to like the science side of it, I guess, like, I'm weird because I'm like, you could even tell me and explain it to me 1,000 times because I've heard it, right? Like, Taryn's been in the studio time and, last couple weeks, she's been in the studio and like listened to her talk and the way she explains things. It's not that I'm not listening. It's just like my brain literally doesn't hold on to those little tiny details, even though I wish it would.
It feels like a math equation almost. And just, that meme where it's like the numbers are floating.
I do that with lots of things. Like even if somebody's having a like real ass talk about like, well, we had another guest, and it's like when they start talking about things that fascinates me, it's almost like I zone in so much that I'm like, what did you just say?
Yeah. Yeah.
I swear I'm listening, but I'm just like trying to connect all the little pieces.
So with this new pigment, are you gonna be using that moving forward?
Probably not.
No? Just here and there?
Yeah, probably just here and there. So I'll probably just, I'll always order Onyx. I just always will. But maybe I'll order it. And I mean, maybe the determining factor will be if that client comes back with healed in black.
I was going to say, they haven't come back yet for us to see yet.
I should
because this is recent that you started
using. Look at me
it.
like grabbing my phone. I'm like, actually, guys, should we get an update? No, because it was just maybe about 3 weeks ago or so that I had her in. So, but she hasn't reached out and said it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So maybe it did.
Yeah.
And everybody, I don't know, my brain goes to like everybody's like body, like your chemical makeup is different, right? So like that makes sense to me to have a black. Sorry, I have a cough drop, you guys. As I choke. But I'm like, that makes sense to me to have 3 different types in one, right? And then it's like, because what if the one sits and the one does, I think that's cool. So
this is supposed to be like the king of all pigments, of black pigments, pretty much?
I don't know if I would, I don't know. I mean, I love Li. So in my opinion, I think Li Pigments is the best pigment that's out there possible.
Well, you've been using it for, 10 years now?
Yeah. So they don't pay me to say that or anything. Like I've just been using them for 10 years. So I really can like gauge the healed results with it. Like I know exactly what they're going to do. I know exactly how to modify with them. I know exactly like what to expect from them.
Yeah.
So when something doesn't go exactly right, then it does make me step back and be like, ooh, maybe I should have something else in my back pocket. So I think in my outlook on this, I think that that's where that super black will come in.
Have you ever done an eyeliner that's not black? Do you do brown? Do you do fun colors? Or
I don't want to say I don't, but some of so I tend to stay away from browns because I've seen them not age the best over time. Sometimes they can pull a little more red rather than gray, and I tend to like a gray heel more than, so it's kind of preference.
Is that like for every client it'll turn gray, or is there a certain client that you would be like, okay, I could probably do this on?
Well, as it ages, I think as the pigment's broken down, it's going to, if it's a good pigment, in my opinion, and it was placed into the skin correctly, then it should break down just a lighter version of itself. So a lighter version of the brown, a lighter version of the black being like a charcoal or a gray that you see a lot of times with those eyeliners that heal out.
So it doesn't really have anything to do with the skin per se. It's more of like your technique with using a brown?
It could be the skin too. Yeah, it could be. It's a little bit. It could be a little bit of both. I think, especially because like you have to think like the skin is here and the pigment's laying underneath of it. So my pasty ass, right, like is laying on top of like say the blacks. That's why my blacks are like cooler in tone. So everybody's a little bit different. Sorry, you guys. I'm like.
So have you done like purples?
Purples? No, I want to. Sorry, I forgot you asked a colorful question.
Oh, yeah, no.
I am down to do some colorful eyeliner. I think we went down this rabbit hole a little bit, like way back on another episode, and there was like a glitter eyeliner, and I'd totally be down to do something like that.
You should. That'd be
I'll
cool.
do that shit for free. So if you guys want to get your like a colorful eyeliner, hit me up.
Yeah, because you've done brows.
Yeah, I've done brows. I've done colorful brows, and I think a lot of people are against stuff like that. But if you know color theory. So if you think about it, like I did, I know this is an eyeliner episode, but for instance, I did a red, like a bright red, like my hair, eyebrow, right? So as that fades out, well, I just said pigment goes to a lighter version of itself. So what do we think that's going to fade out to? More than likely, a light pink. So all day long, we color correct pink eyebrows. I'm not saying I want to, but if that's a decision, somebody 10 years down the line didn't want that, red or pink eyebrow anymore, I could shift it with, say, like Li Pigments, like Brow Mod, and that would take it back to a caramel brown. So it's all understanding color theory.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, too. Like, if you decide to do a bold brow and know, like, maybe later I can change it.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about something lately, too, that's not on our 3-month plan that I think needs to go on our, like, 6 or 9 month plan.
Ooh.
But it's it's going to be a big project. And I know, speaking of Taryn, we keep talking about Taryn in this episode. I have to tell her to listen to this episode.
Yeah.
But she recently was on me about getting it going. So
I haven't even heard this idea yet. Can't even tease it?
No, you have. You've heard about it.
Have? Okay.
You've heard about it a little bit. I just haven't had time to get to it or the money. But since our studio's gonna be all rented out,
yes,
and Amber's still gonna be tattooing, hopefully we can get some money stacked up so I can drop thousands of dollars on a project. So the thousands come in, the thousands go right back out.
Can't stop. It's a revolving door.
Literally. I'm like, Victor's like, what do you mean? Like, the account has money. I'm like, yeah, but tens of thousands of dollars move every day.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, like, that's weird. Victor. He just sits back. That man, he just sits back and is like, oh my God.
Here we are again.
Oh, he's like, says the account's low. I look and then it's back to normal and then it's gone again. I don't know what happens. I'm like, me neither. I'm like, I need $10,000.
Oh gosh.
So yeah. So as soon as Amber gets $10,000, you'll know because that shit's going to drop.
There will be signs.
Yeah. There'll be signs. Subtle signs. No, this ain't going to be a subtle sign. This is going to be like a holy shit thing. But
okay, you're going to have to remind me after. But since we're on the topic of eyeliner, we just had an eyeliner workshop.
Oh, yeah.
That was super fun. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, the eyeliner workshop. You know what? I'm even thinking, okay, this probably sounds crazy because it actually sounded crazy when I had this thought. And I was like, I'm not doing 101s no more. Fuck those 101s. But then I'm like, there is a place for 101s. But those workshops are so fun. Yeah,
no, it was a really good day.
So we had 7 people sign up, and then we ended up having 5 follow through. Which actually was fine, like, because the way it's set up, it didn't matter how many people were there, how many people weren't there, and then they got access. So if they weren't, if they were unable to make it, they still got the theory portion and a video. So they weren't missing out technically on anything. But something that's really cool that we did with this one was, so we always ask for people's bloodborne pathogens and their PMU certificates and all that sort of stuff before class. So something cool that we did with this one is I was able to actually put each person on the model we had because the model was super duper cool. So I was able to put them on, see their movements. They got to do a little tattooing. Literally the second I put somebody on the model, I can basically tell, like, is their machine angle right? Are they following, because we go over a specific pattern. Are they following the pattern? Does their depth look good? Does their stretch good? So it was really cool to add that additionally into the workshop, which I think is going to be a thing that we do consistently moving forward. Just because at the end of the day, when we're doing the model, it's like, oh, you can kind of see it real quick. All of the things come together to see if it really clicked for that person.
Yeah, and I think they really appreciate it. I just think people want to come in and pick your brain. And I think that's what the whole day was, and it was fun just learning from everybody, and they just asked you questions all day long.
Well, that, and then we laid them down. We did the hands-on stretching. Like, we did that, I used everybody in the class. Were you back there when I was taking a picture of everybody's eyes?
Yeah. You were drawing on the iPad?
Yeah, so I basically took a picture of every student's eye and showed them exactly what type of eyeliner that they could have for their eye shape. So, and then they got to see how I do a virtual consultation to make sure, like, the design's going to be suitable for the person when they come in if they're unable, because I get a lot of people that travel in from out of state. So I had to come up with a way for to be able to kind of show them what they could get, for it to age well. But yeah, the workshop turned out really awesome. And we have another one coming up.
Yeah.
The next one coming up is June 6th. Yeah.
June 6th?
I think it's June 6th. June 6th. And I don't know, by the time this episode comes out, it's currently at $399, but the full price for the workshop is $899.
$899, yep. And it goes up sometime in May, so you have a little bit of time to snag
so they'll still have a little time. So I'm like, I know it goes up sometime, but by the time this episode drops, like, they'll still have about a month before the price actually goes up. So take advantage of that. We've already sold 2 seats though, and I haven't even promoted it.
You guys, it was so fun. So, like, if you're really just trying to learn the basics and even more than the basics from Amber, hop on it.
I really feel like that eyeliner workshop, that's coming up June 6th, I really think it's great for not just, like, so newbies to, like, dip their toes in and to see if it's a service that they even want to offer. Then I also think it's good for somebody that's seasoned, because they come in and they literally have been tattooing, say, eyeliner for 10 years, but to see somebody else do it a different way, I feel like after you've been doing it for so long that you're a more visual learner and that you really can watch somebody and pick up things like little tips and tricks that's just going to be a game changer. So I think it's great for brand new people and for somebody that's been in the industry 10 years.
Yeah, because what if someone's been in it for 10 years and they have bad habits?
Yeah, or taught one way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people weren't taught like large shader needles.
Yeah.
Like they were taught just to use a single needle. So just to see somebody like I use a 5-round shader. So if you go just to see that and how the movement's totally different and everything, so it's a game changer for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like eyeliner can be kind of scary too. I feel like most of the girls, like, they had everything down. It felt a little bit more of just trusting yourself and the confidence in it, you know?
Yeah, and that was something cool that quite a few people mentioned too.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, wow, we've never been in a class where we've talked about things we've fucked up before.
That was a good moment for you guys to share your
and
stories.
I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
Like, where you fuck up is where you learn the most. And I've always been told it's not really a fuck up if you can like adjust it. If you can adjust it and fix it, not really fix it, but make it better, then it wasn't a fuck up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, I had a fun time. That was a good day.
Yeah, we're gonna do another one. That's so fun.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you want to join us,
join us. The link will be in the description. Sign up before the price goes up. So
yeah.
And
June too. It's gonna be hot as shit out here probably by then.
Yeah, and if you want more info, message us and we got you.
Yep, and visit the pools. You can go to the casinos. You can go downtown. We live in a fun city, so
write it off on your taxes.
Hell yeah! All right, guys. Thank you so much again for joining us on an episode of Inspired. And Sasha,
don't forget to comment, share, like, subscribe, and support our channel.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.